realize you can't run but for so long. So Jacob hears that Esau is in the territory, and because he has amassed some things, he has gained some things. A lot of us get caught up in accumulation. We attribute to being blessed by the numerology of acclamations we have achieved. In other words, we think we're blessed because we got stuff. You can have the finest car you want and the finest woman or man, all the diamonds and the biggest bank account, and be the most miserable person on the planet. Anybody ever had that stuff and you still had a hole inside of you? You know, you still was on the chase, you still needed more, you still needed just another one. One is too many, and 1,000 just wasn't even enough. You still had to go the extra mile because there is a compartment inside of you that God designed just for him. I don't care what you try to put in it. I don't care if you think you hip, clip, slick and smooth, and you got game and you all that and can't no. God put something inside of you that 3 o'clock in the morning when the tears rolling down your face hitting the pillow and can't nobody see how tough you is, you'll know that God is trying to get your attention. Is there anybody that's ever had that 3 o'clock in the morning hour when nobody even paying attention to what was going on with you, but you was laying on the pillow and the tear was rolling down your face because you had been through so much pain? And Jacob was left alone. He sent his wives, his kids, his possessions over the ford Jabbok. A ford is just a bridge. He sent them over the bridge, and he was left there alone. What do you do when you're alone? What do you do when there's nobody there but you? Well, no. I want to take a census on this morning because I need you to understand that God is trying to get you alone. No. You can't take these people with you in this test. Some of us are trying to take all these things and all these people and all this stuff with us, but God realizes that he will never be able to develop, help me preach, Holy Ghost, a level of intimacy with you when you are relying on other people. He can't get you there with them. He can't get you here with her. And Jacob was left alone. You know what? Minister Lockett, you could be at the football game, at the football stadium full of people and still be alone. You can be with your babies in your house, cleaning up, cooking, and still be alone. You could be on the job, doing your thing, and still be alone. You could be in Youngstown on the campus and eat. Oh, check this out. You could be in Youngstown on the campus ministry and still be alone. Hello, sir. Is there anybody that's ever been, you could be around a whole bunch of folk, but still, y'all ain't talking to me in here. Come on, somebody. Anybody ever been alone? Being alone is an uncomfortable place because when you're alone, you have to think. You know that when I grew up, they didn't have Time Warner. They had ABC, NBC, and CBS. 3 channels. And we had them antennas. Their mama used to say, go get some aluminum foil out the drawer and put on the end of that so we can get channel 12. But Ralph, you remember, at 12 o'clock, they didn't just shut off. You would hear the national anthem. And you know when the national anthem was on, that's it. We ain't watching no more TV after this. And after that happened, wake up, bro. You all right? Wake up. Wake up. At 12 o'clock, when it was quiet, that's when we began to think. And see, our lives are so busy. We wake up, we're running, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're calling it, we're texting, we're tweeting, we're Facebooking, we have all these activities going on, and God can't get 1 minute with us. So what does he do? He allows a situation or a circumstance to arise in your life to get you in a point where you ain't got nowhere to turn to. Oh yes, he will. He'll do it. I was all the way in Florida. 1,500 miles away from home, Alan. locked up in jail. I ain't had no commissary. I ain't had no book. You know it's bad when you in jail. You ain't got a book to read. I ain't had no book to read. I was in the all by myself. I ain't had no phone card. Everybody was getting ready. I'm going to my visit, man. When she my girl came, she brought my kid. I was the only one sitting in the cell by myself. And God began to get my attention. Because when he gets us alone, that's when he ministers the most. And Jacob was left alone. And there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. This man is what theologically is called a theophany. A theophany is, in y'all all right? Am I preaching too long? Y'all want me to stop right now? Okay, all right, go 5 more minutes. A theophany is any time that God manifests himself in a human form or angelic form. Some of us has been in the presence of God and we ain't even realized it. Hello, somebody. You don't know the thing that you taking as an opposition may actually be God. Don't you know? We always think it's the devil. Brother Allen, one day the devil was sitting on the steps of church. And the preacher came out of church and the devil was sitting there just crying. The devil just cried, oh, the preacher said, what's wrong? And the devil said, they blaming all this stuff on me. He said, what you talking about? He said, I got in the car, I think the car started, and I got in the husband because about it. And what we fail to realize is if you would have put some transmission fluid in the car, if you wouldn't have got on your husband's nerves, in other words, we blame everything on the devil. Come on, somebody. But a lot of times it's God fighting us. What do you do when you're in a fight with God? Ooh, I like that look. Hurry up. Look at that. Ooh, I like that look. What do you do when you're in a fight with God? When you think that you're fighting the enemy, but you're actually fighting against. What do you do when you're fighting against the one that can bless you? Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. Now, it's important that you realize that daytime means that time is up. I know that you think that you have more time than what you really have. So it's not by accident. What's your name again, brother? Yes. Jay, it wasn't by accident that we seen you on the Parade Street, and we stopped and we vibed, you know what I mean? We invited you up here, and you brought your family up. That ain't had nothing to do with accident. It had nothing to do with my charisma. It didn't have anything to do with the lines I was throwing down. It didn't have nothing to do with the hot dogs. What God knew that it was turning day in your life. God knew that the day was coming, and he knew that when night comes, no man can work. Hello, somebody. So God wanted to get you in a position so you can realize your purpose and reach your destiny. How many of y'all know that God has a design for you to get to a particular place at an appointed time? It's called dispensation. And Jacob wrestled with the man until the breaking of the day. And the angel said, let me go. And Jacob said, I ain't going to let you go till you bless me. I wish we had some bulldog mentality. You know what? When we was in the world, when we was in the street, we wasn't no punks. I wasn't no punk in the street, bro. I'll take an L before I let you do that to me. Serious. For real. I'll take an L in the kingdom right now. But you gonna know I've been there. Anybody feel like that? You go, oh, come on, I got some scrappers still in here. But why is it when we get to the kingdom, we become so passive? Everything hurts your feelings. You can't take nothing. They did you wrong. You went like that in the world? Huh? When you was at the club and that person was at the end of the bar acting all belligerent and stupid, you didn't get up and say, man, I can't drink no more here. Come on, man. Come get your stuff. Let's go. No. He's like, give me another hitty, man. Get right here. Get him one too. But when we come into the kingdom, everything becomes so sensitive to us. We got to realize that even though God drew us out of the world, he still has qualities within us that still should be there. Come on, somebody. Hey, look at your neighbor and say, ain't no punks in the kingdom. Ain't no punks in the kingdom. Ain't no punks in the kingdom. Jacob was left alone, and the rest of the man with him until the breaking of day. And he said, let me go. And Jacob said, I will not let you go until you bless me. I have been all over this country preaching this gospel. I preached in little churches. I preached it before thousands. I preached it, Brother Answer, I preached it in Liberty City, Miami. When he said, bro, if you go down there, you ain't coming out. I preached it in prisons. I preached it on street corners. I declared that the wages of sin is death and the gift of God is eternal life everywhere I go, because I realize I'm running out of time. We must realize that our life is not based upon longevity. And as much as you wish and you would want to live here forever, baby, we gotta go. This place is not our home. Hello, somebody. But the thing about it is, I'm looking forward to transition. Somebody said transition. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier in the praise and worship when I was talking about the shift. The shift is when I get out of a temporary mentality and I go into internal attitude. That means I'm not storing up treasures here on earth because I know this just ain't it. This ain't the ending place. I got a better place. That the Bible says you have a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. And Jacob was left alone, and the rest of the men were from the great day. He said, let me go, will not let you go to be blessed. And the angel hit Jacob in the thigh. I want to know, where did God hit you at? Oh, okay, I see you looking. That's it. But where did God hit you at? You know, you can be wrestling with God and in a fight with God, and God will intentionally inflict pain in your life in a particular area to get you to see who you fight with. You remember when we was and they hit you with that 2 piece. You was like, oh. You realize who you was fighting? You thought you was going to go in and do all that. And they were like, boom, hit you with 2 pieces of biscuit. Bam. And it woke you up to the reality that you wasn't everything that you thought you was. I want to know where God hit you at. And God smoked him in his thigh. Jacob, check this out, y'all. They just coming in. Jacob was in the fight of his life. And he had been hit in the place, but he still kept fighting. And what I want to know this morning is, can you fight when you still hurt? Jacob was wrestling. Now, I did some sports in high school and stuff. I wasn't really good. I wasn't an athlete. You laughing at you, nigga. I remember I was trying to play basketball, right? I was on the JFK team, right? I was playing basketball. Don't laugh at me when I tell you the story, bro, right? They picked me for the team, man, right? We was out there, we was playing, we was warming up. Y'all remember we had the shorts way up here? Yeah, we had the shorts way up here, right? Got in the game with ourselves, man. They gave me the ball, man. I ran down, shoot ball, boom. Chip layup, man, 2 points. It was a wrong basket. Come on, man. Who scored a point for another team? Me? So I wasn't good at athletics. I tried wrestling, right? I tried wrestling, man. And you got to be tough to wrestle. Because you know them people get you in there. Hey, you like that, you can't breathe, and you try to tell them to stop, and they tighten them on, and you can't just punch them. I thought that's against the rules, right? But Jacob was wrestling with it. What you laughing at? Jacob was wrestling with this angel, and he was still hurt. In my life, I've been hurt in some places I can't even describe to you. I've been hurt, past hurt. I've been hurt in places I can't even verbalize it. Anybody got some pain that you can't even get out your mouth? You know, you ever been hurt so bad that you get a lump in your throat, you can't even swallow? Look at your neighbor and say, that's hurt. Jacob was wrestling with this angel, but he was still in pain. And the angel hit him in the hollow of his thigh. And he asked Jacob a very pivotal question in the fight. What's your name? And Jacob's response was what he was always told. My name is Trickster. My name is Manipulator. Well, my name is a deceiver. I'm a liar. Yeah, you know, just because you smoke crack, you know, and they ask you what's your name, you say, I'm a crack addict. Because you've been to jail, you say, I'm GF6874. Because you raised up, didn't have no money, you say, I'm broke. Because you wake up not feeling good, you say, I'm sick. All these attributes and all these characteristics that have been ascribed to you, but do not really describe who you are. Look at your neighbor and say, Nate, I may have did what you said I did, but I'm not who you say I am. I'm more than that. No. You better. If my life was a movie, this would just be the commercial, baby. I tell you what, while you waiting on me to fall off the cliff, and while you waiting for me to get shot with the gun, and while you waiting for the monster to come out the woods and destroy me, I advise you to go get you some Pepsi, go get some popcorn, hello somebody, sit back down and watch the rest of the movie, because in the end, baby, I'm coming. You can throw me in the desert butt naked and I'll come out with a camel skin suit. Come on somebody, and beat the dog. I'll beat the devil with a butter knife. Come on, somebody. With a plastic joint. I'll fight with anything that's within me, because I realize that the totality of my existence is not based upon the summation of my past and more than what I've been through. But I'm in a fight and I'm hurt. Okay? And so God asked, through the theophany of the angel, he asked Jacob, what's your name? And Jacob only could give him what he was always told. In my closing, in this room, in this place we call the sanctuary, we are surrounded with people who have been in a fight. You're sitting next to a fighter. You're sitting next to a person that's in a battle right now, sitting in the chair in a battle, in the fight of their life. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm in the fight of my life. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is, the angel says to Jacob, your name shall no more be called Jacob, but Israel. In the year 2015, Sister Jeanette, God is changing your name. God is changing your perception of who you are. You know what we are really doing, what we are really suffering from is an identity crisis. Do you realize that if you do not know who you are, you do not value your potential, you do not know your resources, you do not know your capabilities, if you don't know who you are? Look at Rahab. A man that was born lame, was not born lame, but became lame because they dropped him when his father Jonathan and his grandfather Saul had been killed. And he went and lived in a land called Lodabar. And David came and got that man back from Lodabar and said, listen, me and your brother, me and your daddy, it was cool. I want to show kindness to you. And he said, who are you to look upon a dead dog as me? Sometimes your greatest battle is not outside, it's how you see yourself. You got to see yourself as the head and not the tail. And people will always remind you of how you feel. Oh, preacher, I've been preaching 28 years, and I've never run out of people that can remind me. They're not sure. There's plenty of them that can remind me of my failures. But I don't concentrate on those that remind me of my failures. I'm concentrating on the one that's reminding me of my destiny. Hello, somebody. Because where I've been ain't where I am, and it sure ain't where I'm going. I wish I had